Hi, everybody. I'm Shelly B, a conservative Black sister surviving in a hot mess world. And today's hot mess is sundown cities. Do sundown cities still exist? I don't know. I can't be sure. So, two gentlemen go to a sundown city, and I'm going to show you what they found out. Also, what is his name? Charleston White. He goes to a sundown city in Arkansas, and it's a hot mess for real, as one can expect with him. But before we watch these videos, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please help the algorithm. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. It's very simple. Just click, 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 like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video. The whole purpose of these videos is to elevate our frequency and for me to share with you things you guys I feel like may not know or hear about because it's always blocked from the mainstream media. Like the fact that a lot of these sundown cities, were democratic cities for the most part, and most of the KKK, were Democrats, if not all of the KKK at a certain period in history. Democrats were the ones that fought against slavery. They did Jim Crow, Black codes. They fought for segregation. They were the KKK. They were doing the eugenics programs against Black people. It always was Democrats. And today somehow we have amnesia, and a lot of these towns are not as racist as they once were, but are they still racist? I don't know. And I have friends that drive trucks, and they tell me all the time that they go into towns, and they get out, go into a restaurant, and they walk right back out the door because they feel the vibes that they're not wanted. So I thought that Charleston White actually had an interesting perspective on Sundance cities. One thing about him, he revolts me sometimes, and then other times I agree with him because I'm a person that believes the truth is the truth no matter who delivers it. But first, I want you to see these two young men. Let me present my screen. Wrong button. Sorry, guys. Hold on, I can't see everything. Something's going on. Okay, here we are. It's like every time I come on, everything's all different in different places. But anyway, so let me see. Okay, it's this one. Sorry, y'all. I'll get better and faster as time progresses. Okay, so this young gentleman is called Young Mooch. Okay, so I watch all kinds of stuff on the internet. I read lots of articles. I read a lot of books, whatever, and I just come across things that I find interesting and I just share with everyone. So this was one of those things. I just happened to be looking and I saw, wow, Sundance Town. Like I haven't heard that in a while. That's something that is synonymous really with Jim Crow and segregation and stuff like that. And for those of you that don't know what a Sundance Town is, that is just a town that is full of white folks that don't want anybody else but white people in their town. And they call it a sundown town because if they catch you there after dark, they will do things to hurt you, kill you, lynch you, set you on fire, whatever they do, to people, to threaten them so that they fear coming there. And the funny thing about this town that he went to, Vidor, Texas, I mean, it was really, really known as Sundance Town. And I watched a lot of videos, and a lot of Black people to this day just will not go there. They don't stop for gas. They just, if they come through, they ride through, they don't stop. So they still have the fear in their heart, to go in this town because of the history that it had. I mean, it did have a terrible history of violence towards Black people. And one thing that a lot of people don't ever mention, they always say that Black people were, the victims of this period in history with the lynchings and stuff, but it was also Latinos too. I don't know how much it affected the Asians, but they hated them too. But the Latinos was a large part, and they were lynched also. And that always kind of gets left out. So I had to, put that in there so everybody knows about that. But this town, Vidor, is just known for being racist. And if you go on the internet and you read about it, it always comes up, and it always, they're just labeled as a sundown city. And, is it still a sundown city? So let's just look and see what these young men found out.
Is that a good town?
You better stay away from there.
So you don't think we're welcome there?
You know,
No?
they'll hang people or drag them behind the trucks.
Sit on your black ass, whatever. Yeah, I'm head of the clan.
KKK tried something here in Vidor. They pulled up in our parking lot in a bus.
It's a place where people would.
Now, this is just an intro to this video for clickbait. So I want you guys to watch this video fully. And at the end, you know, you make your decision of what you think about Vidor, Texas.
Come to do a lot of dark deeds. It's the home of the KKK. That's life here for most people.
Yo, what's good, YouTube, y'all? Currently, right now, we're in the middle of Texas right now. We're going to Vidor, Texas, y'all. It's one of the most racist towns
in the world.
It was a town known as a hub of hate, a radical respite of racism. Blacks were told to keep their asses out of Vidor, Texas, just east of Houston.
Now, the reason why you see the little black boy DJ he was given a badge from the CIA or something like that from the Trump administration. And he's also gotten badges from like hundreds of other police stations because, you know, he always wanted to be a police officer. He has like very aggressive cancer and brain cancer, whatever. And a lot of these police districts and stuff have given him like honorary police badges and stuff like that. And he's met a lot of police officers and blah, 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 blah. But Vidor, Texas, this racist town, you know, gave one to this black kid, you know. So I feel like, you know, they're trying to clean up their image. Do we believe it? I don't know. Let's see what these boys find out.
There was a time, especially in the Deep South, when blacks knew not to be caught in the city of Vidor, Texas, after the sun went down. The Vidor of the past was known for being a racist hub in Texas, a place where little, if any, blacks called home. Even the federal government.
And not for nothing, hardly any black people still live there today. They tried to integrate it a couple of times, and they had made legislation to, you know, desegregate, and the people was not going for it. As early as the 90s, they tried to do it, and they were not having it, and they ran the people out of there. And, you know, there's really no black people that live there, maybe single digit numbers of black people, and they have a few thousand people, 8,000. I can't remember how many are there, but whatever it is, it's like single digits of black people that live there. There's a few Latinas and a few native people or whatever, but there ain't no black people really living in Vidor.
Government attempted to integrate the town in the 1990s, but the black families found themselves run out by some of the white residents.
Just do your research.
And they say run out. I mean, they did a lot of wicked things to frighten them into staying. So, you know, it was very much that, you know, that Jim Crow era type of threats and violence and stuff like that to make the people leave. And all of the families that they integrated, every last one of them left. So it was very effective.
Bro, it's basically very racist. It's a sundown town, basically. They got like curfew for black people and stuff like that. We stopped at a gas station. We like probably like 30, 40 minutes away from there. And yeah, we got hungry. So, you know, we got to get some noodles and shit.
Okay, I'm gonna skip a little bit.
I ain't gonna lie, bro,
because they stay in the store a little bit, and let's see what this lady's gonna say.
Where?
Anahuac.
Where?
Anahuac.
Anahuac. So basically, we like new here. We just came from Canada, but we about to go to Vidor, Texas, and stay there. Is that a good town? Huh?
No, it's a very racist town.
Wait, what you said? It's
a racist town.
Really?
Very much.
So you don't think we're welcome there?
I would say no.
No? Damn. What could happen though? Because that's the closest town to where we're going. So
you better stay away from there.
Huh?
You better stay away from there.
Oh, okay.
Or be safe trying to be there. I don't know.
You sure you want to go? You sure you want to go there, bro?
Man,
well, this lady from another town, because they haven't reached Vidor yet, told them that they shouldn't go there. And, you know, the history they have there was very violent towards black people, you know, and they're still going to go. Let's see what happens.
This for y'all, bro. No cap.
Bro, you sure you want to go there?
Okay. Look, so if it's scary, this is the craziest content we're going to upload in 2025.
God willing.
You know what I'm saying? If the footage don't come out,
Nah, chill out. Don't even say
if the
that. Nigga, don't say
come
that.
out, yeah, so rest in peace.
Nigga, chill out, bro.
Yeah, he's really saying a lot. Made her soul rest in peace. Okay, so I'm gonna skip a little bit. So they meet another man. Now they're still not in that town
So
yet.
we about to go to Vidor, Texas to stay the night. Do you recommend it?
Well, careful, bro.
Huh?
I won't even go stay in Vidor.
Wait.
You want to go stay in Vidor?
Wait, I can't. I got a hearing problem. What did you say?
I said, I won't go stay in Vidor.
You? Why not?
It's bad out there, man. Yeah.
Wait, it's bad out there?
Yeah. I worked out there. I drive back at home, and I'm from Houston.
So can you tell us something about the town?
I just don't stay out there, man. Crazy people out there.
They'll hang people, drag people.
Yeah.
They'll hang and drag people?
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Wait, say that one more time for me, a little louder.
They'll hang people or drag them behind the trucks.
So you trying to tell us we gonna get hanging? We go there?
There's a big possibility. I mean, like,
That lady said it's a great possibility, because of the history that they have, it's a possibility that they might come across some people like that. People are warning them about Vidor, what happens to them when they get there.
Sir, we're about to go to Vidor, Texas. Am I welcome there?
You come with us?
I totally.
Am I welcome there?
Oh, well, used to you wasn't, but I don't know about now.
They said you used to not be
I
able
don't
to
think.
go.
I don't think that.
Can I stay with you for the night?
No,
Why not?
because I don't have room.
You don't like company?
No, my wife is invalid. Yeah, nice.
Huh? She would be mad?
Yeah,
Why?
because she's invalid.
She's what?
Invalid.
What does that mean?
She's crippled.
You don't think we're welcome, huh?
I don't know. I haven't been to her in 100 years.
He said he has.
You're 100 years old.
So let's skip a little bit because this video is like 30 minutes long. Okay, so they're just gonna keep meeting all these different people.
Think
Asking
people
about
recommending that, bro. We about to go to Vidor, Texas. What you think about it? Don't go. Sundown? I know.
Why would you go, man?
Shit, testing the waters.
You got some protection. Sure, you get out before nighttime.
Hey, we about to see what the Sundown talking about, though.
We're gonna bring the sun back up.
You want to come with us?
I'm right here. I got a sundown right here.
You don't want to come with us?
Nah, I'm cool.
Damn.
I'm cool, man.
You ever been there?
I've been there before.
For real? What
I've been there.
happened when you went there?
It's just kind of.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's just not a good feeling.
And like I said, I have friends that drive trucks and go into some of these towns, and all over America, there's little pockets and stuff of places where they just don't want Black people there, and they probably don't want Latinos there, Asians there, Jews, whatever. They don't like anybody that's not white Christians in certain parts. So, and I had a friend tell me he walked in the restaurant and they looked at him crazy, and he came right back out the door. He felt the vibe. So, is this guy right in what he's telling them?
Not a good feeling, bro.
Damn.
I advise you.
Don't go and shit. Nah, I feel that.
There's a lot of tragic stuff happening.
Damn.
Drug a dude with a truck, chain around his neck.
For real? Have you ever seen it?
Nah, I ain't never seen it, but I know it happened.
Damn.
I've been trying to tell
I
him
did
too.
hear about that
Google it.
story, but I didn't know it was there.
What was the incident that
I did
happened
hear
again?
about that.
Black man. So one black man stayed there.
Uh-huh.
He was walking or whatever, but they pretty much put a chain around his neck. Put him on back of the truck.
Damn.
That's horrific.
Decapitated.
That shit crazy.
Everybody know about this story around here.
I heard that
But
story.
anything, you gonna figure it out. You gonna see it on
I just don't want to see y'all on back of no milk cartons, man.
No.
Nah.
I'm be like, man, I was talking to them dudes.
Nah.
I feel bad.
Nah, I'm not. Trust me, we're gonna be good.
Be safe, bro.
Appreciate you,
All
bro.
right, man. Take care, man.
The search
You ain't
you.
from no Miami. You don't even look like you're from Miami. Man.
Where I look like I'm from?
Chicago.
Hey, I am from Chicago. Yes, sir, Ski. Glad. I'm not from Chicago. But look, though.
This boy be lying to everybody.
We got some people opinion on it. Now we're headed to Vidor, Texas. Vidor.
Okay, let's skip a little bit. Now they go in this store.
I don't think it's that bad anymore. So I don't know.
Okay. So we're safe, right?
As of right now, yes.
Huh?
As of right now, yes. I don't know about wherever else you go.
Okay.
She said right now you are, but I don't know about wherever else you go.
So she said as of right now in here you're safe. Excuse me, sir. How you doing? Sir, I'm looking for a place to stay at. I'm not from here. You mind if I stay with you?
Oh man,
We gotta have a
can't
beer
stay
night
with me,
game.
brother.
Huh?
Can't stay with me.
Why not?
I got a wife and kids, man. I can't.
We can have fun tonight. Game night.
Wait. Is this town safe for us to be here? I heard some things about this town, so I'm just trying to ask.
Well, if you was here 50 years ago, it'd probably be different.
Yeah, it's
Good
been
to
about
know.
50 years.
I'll take straight
40.
to home. So.
Hey, that's good to know. All right, y'all, we're gonna go to a different location where there's like more people and stuff. So I'm gonna catch y'all.
So they go into this store. They go into all these
Is that
different
cool?
places.
Where you from?
We're not from here, so we just trying to move down here. Is this a okay town? I heard some history behind it.
Well, yeah, it has history. And what was it?
I mean, not for nothing. Every town in America has a history of racism and violence to Black people. There really isn't anywhere that exists, period, that doesn't have this feeling towards Black people. I mean, even to this day, there's still people that hate Black people and don't really want nothing to do with them, and want to stay separate and stuff like that. Which I feel that that's their prerogative to do so, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. It's probably for the best.
90s, early 90s, they had gang members like what was it, AB and all that.
The KKK.
And the KKK. They try to move colored people into the projects out here, and it
They did.
stirred up a bunch of people.
They was like, get your ass out of
safe
here.
right now?
So I mean,
Okay.
more or less.
Were you ever racist though? Keep it a buck. At one point in your life.
Yeah.
He was honest.
Y'all be careful.
Yes, sir.
So that's the point of, like, the guy said he was, but clearly he's not anymore. It's interesting.
Hey, you ever experienced some racist shit? No.
For safety purposes.
It's for safety
That's so
purposes.
people-
That's for like transmitted signals.
So
Now watch how this boy gonna lie to everybody that he records and say that he's not recording them, that it's a video game that the boy's playing, but meanwhile he's recording them. I don't know if you can get sued for that or whatever, but he does it to everybody that they speak to. This boy lies so much.
Yeah. You ever experienced any racism?
What you mean experience? Wait, tell him.
it's not recorded.
It's not. It's a PlayStation.
It's a PlayStation.
It's a PlayStation.
What do you want to know?
Like
If you ever
I'm
went,
crazy.
I mean, if it was like a heavy Klan area or something, they wouldn't want him there either, because they don't like anybody that's not white and Christian. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like politically, people that are in those groups like the Ku Klux Klan, they don't really, even though it was created by Democrats, and mostly Democrats were KKK members in politics. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? It's just facts. There's a few Republicans that were also a part of it, but most of the reason why people in those groups, they side with one party over the other, is not like they are, Democrats or Republican, but they just side with whoever is going to accept their agenda at the time. Just like Black people, I feel like at this time, the policies that the Republicans have, I align with most of them. Democrats at one time, I align with them on certain things, but I feel like I aligned with them less throughout my life than I did with Republican policy, because I just have conservative values. So, it's tricky because I feel like some people are bigots. You have to do something and act on it to be racist. That means you have to create political policy. You have to harm people, do violence, burn up people, burn up their property and stuff like that. That makes you racist. Everything else is prejudice and bigoted. And is there really anything wrong with not wanting to be bothered with certain people? I don't think so. I really don't. As long as they're not bothering anybody and treating anybody with violence, if you choose to live among your people and you don't want nobody else there and you can make that happen, good for you. You understand? Because I know Black people are bigoted to other races. They be mad at the Arabs for having stores in their community. They be mad at the Asians. And, if you don't want them there, there's ways to get rid of them. Boycotting is one way. I seen in Georgia, they boycotted this racist, this prejudiced Asian gas station owner, and they boycotted him until he went out of business and a Black family bought it. So those are ways to purge out your town without really harming people, So, I get it. You know what I mean? So, as long as they ain't bothering nobody, you can have that town. I'll go be somewhere else. I ain't got to force myself to be in with people that don't want me. And that's what I don't understand, why people want to be forced their way in with people that don't want to be bothered. Go be with like-minded people. I never understood that.
Is it crazy out here?
I've been doing business for almost 15 years.
This Arab guy said he's been there for 15 years. He has a business that obviously is flourishing or he wouldn't be there. So they support him. So it's fine for him. He's making his money. He seems like he don't have a problem.
But I feel like they're lying to us, bro.
Water?
Yeah.
How I feel about it. I feel like I've lived here for 47 years.
Is it okay for us to be here?
Are y'all scared to be here?
A little bit.
So? Y'all talking about some signs everybody talking about? Or something, don't let signs sit on your black ass, whatever.
Yeah. You ever, a part of it?
Yeah, I'm head of the Klan.
Huh? You head of the Klan?
You head of the Klan?
I like that.
I don't like anybody, do I? Yeah, I don't know, man. What are y'all doing? Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Spit it out.
Where y'all from? I'm from New York.
New York.
To be honest, I don't like nobody. I don't like half these white people around here.
I know that's right. That's honest to say, because I feel the same damn way. Who likes everybody? I know it's some of my people that I don't like, and I don't like how they move, and I wouldn't want to live with them either. You understand? There's people of all races that I have not liked throughout the course of my life. Not just people of another race. I feel like I've been treated worse by people of my own race only because you interact with them more. So, that was an honest statement that he made.
That's good. All right, stay safe.
All right, man.
Have a good night.
Don't be harassing my home.
No, we're not.
Nah, we're not.
That's our brother right here, brother. When he was scared off for a little bit.
I didn't know what you were doing here, man.
Oh, no. This is our first time here. We don't.
Yeah, it's our first time, so we just
make sure we don't get into no trouble because they said
they used to hang people here.
You know what I'm saying?
They did.
Bro, do you not know about this
I
thing?
think there was a case, if you're talking about it, was in Jasper County.
No, they said it was in Vider. They said they used to kill Black people around here.
No, there was just only one case. It was in 1980s or 90s, I think, and they gave a death penalties to all the two guys.
Is it safe for me to be out here in this racist ass town?
It ain't that bad.
It's not bad no more.
I don't think so. I ain't heard shit.
You know that we just looked up the history on Vider.
Shit, it ain't that great, but it ain't bad now.
But it's still some folks that's like,
I'm sure somewhere. But
Please, like he said, I'm sure there are somewhere, but I'm sure there are right next to where you live at. There's people that are like this everywhere. So it's like you can't escape bigoted people. They're everywhere.
where's the most racist part in this town? Like where?
oh shit, don't ask me. I don't know.
It seems pretty normal. Appreciate you.
It is.
We heard some like the people, but it's weird because everybody in this town is saying it's not bad, but everybody outside of this or close by this town told us don't come here. Wooty whoop. So it's like I don't really know, man.
That's interesting because all of the people that live outside the town were like, don't go there. But the people that actually live there are like, yeah, it's not that bad, you know, it's fine. It's not like it used to be and blah, 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 blah. You know, so let's see what else happens here for these guys.
Feel me? We gonna see though. We gonna go to another place.
I'm trying to get through this because this is long. Okay, so then they decide to go to a bar because they figure if they go to a bar, they're going to definitely see racists in the bar because, you know, they're drinking.
How y'all doing,
people
man?
that are drinking are going to be more belligerent.
What's some fun things to do around here?
Fighter?
Mm-hmm.
Not much.
Damn. Shit, y'all got a place for us to stay?
I'm afraid under the bridge.
Under the bridge?
Yeah.
Under the bridge?
Under the bridge.
So you want us to go sleep under the bridge?
No, that's where I sleep.
Nah, we ain't gonna eat nothing. I'm just trying to scope. How you doing? Good. Nice to meet you.
Now they picked this spot because they figure they go into a bar and somewhere that's more crowded, they have a better chance of meeting racists there or people that are bigoted against them or that people that's going to treat them with contempt.
So basically, we just in town, right? And we trying to like see just some history behind it because I know it wasn't the most nicest town.
It was bad. Yeah, it was racial.
Is it still like that? Like some parts or?
Stuck in the past. And,
yeah,
you know,
a lot of people.
I have an adopted biracial son.
Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Have y'all had any issues? Like, you know, as
Somebody tried to choke him.
Here?
Somebody tried to what?
Somebody.
Now he's lying. Him. Nobody tried to choke this.
Yeah,
boy.
They were like, we were by a laundry place. Somebody an old man tried to choke him.
An old man.
See how much he be lying? I don't understand why he acts like
you
this.
may have come across what they call a walker.
Yep.
You know, somebody who just like does drugs and hangs out by a laundromat or something. You know,
a walker.
Again, you have things like that. Yeah.
You're gonna find racial prejudices in cities everywhere. But
you see how everybody keeps saying the same thing? You're going to find people that are prejudiced anywhere. And during that period, everywhere was a sundown town to me. And I remember you used to have that green book and, you know, you would stop places that were Black owned. That's why when people say during Jim Crow was the best time for Black people, it really was. Because the fact that white people didn't want us in their society, we had everything of our own. The fact that we were threatened to go anywhere after dark, or you stop at a gas station, you can't stop for food or anything. They had the green books and you could go in there and map your road trip so you could stop at the places that you would be welcomed at stopping at, you know. And now the sad thing is that all of those restaurants, all of those businesses that we had during Jim Crow and before integration don't exist anymore because for some reason, once we integrated, I guess we felt, we don't need our own stuff anymore. We can use theirs. It's just it's the psychopath idea of the way we were thinking at the time. And if you go listen to Dr. Claude Anderson's lectures and stuff, you will see that was probably the biggest mistake that our community made, was really not necessarily integrating, but giving up everything that we had. Like we integrated so fully to the point where we lost it, you know. Gone are the days where you stop for gas and it's Black owned. Gone are the days you stop in a restaurant for Black, you know, that Black people could eat at. You know, it's very interesting, all of the things that we had during that period. And if it wasn't for Democrats, because that's who was doing it, if it wasn't for Democrats and the KKK and the Jim Crow and the lynchings and all that, we would have actually been doing very good. We were doing so great that they were hating on us and burning our towns down. You understand? So Black Wall Street, come on. So, you know, it was a good time for us, minus the racism and the prejudice and everything and the violence that we had to endure during that time.
so other than the one old guy at the laundromat trying to choke him, I mean, has it been a good experience so far?
I mean, we only been here for like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, y'all met a bad person right away. I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Now the messed up thing is
yeah.
that they got these people thinking that somebody attacked them when it didn't happen. So I don't really like that.
This shit's safer than
This is safer than where I'm at.
facts.
So what the black boy said? This is safer than where I live at. And you know what? You might have a point because you probably have a better chance of being murdered in Chicago or New York than there. The odds are going to be in your favor in Vider.
Man, this video not gonna be that long. Shout out to Vider, Texas.
Shout out to Vider,
Shout out to Vider, Texas.
You wanna go in there?
So there we have it, folks. So, you know, the moral of the story is that you have to learn how to judge people individually according to how they treat you. And another thing you have to do is stop being fearless, because look at what they said. All of the people that don't live in the town still believe that the town is dangerous to go to. And the people that live there and be like, oh no, it hasn't been like that in quite some time. And you know, even though there's still not a lot of black people that live there, but there's a lot of communities in America where black people are not welcome there and stuff like that. And you have a party, they call the cops on you and they doing everything to you to irritate you, so you move out. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think anywhere has the potential to have that. You know what I mean? Would I go live in a predominantly white town? I don't think so. I just like diversity. Anywhere I live at, I like the diversity of it. You know, I grew up in a community that was rather diverse. I went to school. I mean, it was predominantly white, predominantly Jewish too, but it was diverse still because we still had kids from all over the world go to those schools and stuff. So that's just what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up in a very mixed community, you know, and that's just what I like. And I feel like it's just better when you live in a community that's a melting pot than when you just live with your people. It's like you learn more and you become more diversified in your interactions with people. So that was just fascinating to me that those young men went there thinking that they were going to be murdered. And people that didn't live in the town was telling they're going to get dragged behind a truck and stuff like that. And they ended up leaving thinking that it was you know, a safe town, and all the people that they met, you know, was cool to them, and you know, they was fine, you know. So, you know, I really wish that everything didn't just, you know, race. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that these towns have corrected themselves, and like, you know, as time progresses, you know, you have children, they become more you know, less ignorant, and you know, they don't have the same ideologies as their parents and stuff like that. And that's what seems like happened, you know, in that town, you know. And like they said, you face that anywhere, you know. And I've experienced racism in every place I lived at. I lived in California, and we moved into a complex. The white kids used to beat me up. The black kids used to try to beat me up, but I learned how to fight quick. My mom was like, we ain't going to be doing this. So I have to be beating them kids up. But, you know, everywhere I ever been at, you know, you run into people like that. It's just some people, or you're going to run into some ignorant people. But the thing is, you can't be afraid, because everybody that's not from the town was afraid to go. And those young men went in there and they met some cool people, you know, that, you know, squashed the narrative. So, you know, I hope they, you know, really do have it together in Vider. You know, I doubt any black people will ever want to live there. I know I wouldn't, but you know, hey, at least you know that you can ride through there and go to a gas station, go to a convenience store, and, you know, not get dragged behind a truck or be injured in any way, you know. So let's go to this next one, because this is a whole entire trip. This is unbelievable to me. So, okay. So this one, Charleston White and his friend, I think his name is, oh my God, what is his name? I can't remember his name. I forgot.
What's good, y'all? Y'all know where I'm at. We back right now in Harrison, Arkansas, America's most racist town. And guess what? I'm not here by myself.
So look at the sign. It's not racist to love people, White Pride Radio. Now, listen, I'll be the first one to say that it is not racist to be to love your race. You will be a damn fool if you don't love your race. I love my race, and I feel like every race of people love their race and think that they're better and superior than another. You know what I'm saying? And who cares? It's only when you try to make policy to make somebody's life worse, to use violence against them or anything like that. Other than that, you should love your people. Why wouldn't that would be self-loathing to not love your people? You understand? Because you are white. So why would you hate your own people? That's just crazy to me. You might hate everybody individually if they do things that don't align with you, you know. Just like in my community, there's large populations of people that I don't agree with, not on the line with, and I would never hang out with. You understand? And that's, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But do I love my people overall? And do I, you know, would I want to be a part of another community? No, I would not. So let's just listen to this. This is a trip.
So I got my dog with me right here. That American low racist.
Now look at this guy.
Yeah. We out.
Look at this guy. He got on Confederate hat and a Confederate blanket or wherever he got on. Yo, and he got a White Women Matter shirt on. You know, always a controversy. Even though white women matter, black women matter, everybody matters at this point. You know, I just really wish that people could get along and look at the real problem, and that is the politicians and the people that rule the world, because we're all getting screwed. Your race doesn't matter anymore today. It really doesn't, because they think we're all useless, to be honest. Now that, you know, the AI world is coming in, everybody is of no use.
Here right out here in white man country. I've been wanting to come all my life. We out here right now, Harrison, Arkansas. Let's go meet America's most racist man.
And y'all heard Kanye say white lives matter. White people lives matter too, especially white school teachers. Yeah.
Hey, let's get it, y'all. Yo, Pooty Feet Charleston.
Make America great again.
Now, listen. These two are a trip. And listen, you know, I feel like everybody's lives do matter. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that humanity could really rise above that frequency, because if we could rise above that frequency and we could be united together, we could rise above all of this hatred and all of this war and everything, because every race thinks that they're better than the other. Every race thinks that they have more of, you know, more of a right to the land or whatever. I mean, it's just an argument. Every race has it, and it's just stupid at this point, because really we have to realize that none of us really matter to these ruling class. You know what I mean? And the dominant society and all this, none of us really matter. Anytime that the World Health Organization could tell you that, you know, the future is not human and there's too many useless people using up the resources, and they're trying to depopulate the earth, that lets you know they ain't just singling out black people or one race of people. It's everybody. So stop believing that. So they are in, which part are they in? They are in Arkansas, Harrison, Arkansas, which is supposed to be one of the racist states in America. But again, I feel like every place in New York, I mean, every place in America has a opportunity to come across, you know, people that are racist, bigots, and stuff like that.
I need a new chain. I'm selling home again. I need a new.
He got on. Listen, I had a friend that lived in Arkansas, and she was black, and she loved it. I mean, she wasn't in this county, but she actually liked it out there. So, you know, everybody's different of what they like and what they can, you know, what they can tolerate. I never really heard her complain about it, you know.
In Harrison, Arkansas right now, and I'm supposed to meet Charleston White, but I don't know where he at. Let's go find him. Has anybody seen Charleston White?
I think I've heard of it.
You like a more handsome version of Santa Claus. Anybody tell you that?
Yeah.
Have you seen Charleston White? No.
We just looked him up.
I looked him up. So he literally dressed like this.
I was just watching a video about him, actually.
I wouldn't come here if I was a black person. I'm telling you right now.
Really? Wow. You're not from here. You just passing through. Right. Did you know that this is considered the most racist town in America?
I heard about it.
People say ignorant things. They're still saying the N-word.
You think I have a good chance of like finding a girlfriend?
They're saying the N-word, but black people use the N-word more than anybody I know. I've never been, I think I can count maybe 3 or 4 times I've been called that by a white person. I can't count how many times I have been called that by a black person or somebody else being called that in front of me by another black person. So everybody needs to stop with the hypocrisy of the N-word, because I feel like black people use it more than anybody. And that's just facts. And I wish we could work on that.
This town?
Yeah, best bar.
And you probably would not. You don't want no girl out here.
Why not?
I'm very concerned about black women. Very concerned.
You like Charleston White?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting him.
Everything he always
He crazy, right?
Very.
Oh, when I moved here,
He has way too much hair. It looks like it's heavy and breaking his neck, but I digress. Let's move forward.
Klan meeting down
Really?
in 2012, I think was the last time.
Well, when you got the KKK up in the hills, you got racism big time.
Do you think this is a Sundown
Now,
Town?
somebody needs to tell this white lady, because white people are always telling black people how marginalized they are and how, how much, we can't make it because we're being, what is the word? They just always have us think we're in a constant state of need and a constant state of needing help from them. And, we can't make it without them. And, we're being treated with so much racism and our problems are white people and stuff like that. Somebody needs to tell this lady that, and she looks like a liberal lady. Somebody needs to tell her that most KKK members that were in politics were Democrats throughout history. Democrats created the KKK and so many racist policies against black people. They wanted to keep black people slaves. The Republican Party was created to abolish slavery. So it's like people have amnesia, and I don't think that it's changed. I just feel like they don't wear their sheets no more, but I still feel like they're the same damn people. They're the same damn people running the country. Nothing has changed. It's just that they're undercover now. They're not publicly out there. And the people that are left wearing sheets and all that are just real ignorant people that really don't have no power anyway. And it's like, I don't even know who those people are. It's like, kind of been hijacked, because the real people we have to fear with this are the people that are in politics, because they're the ones that make the wicked ass policies against us, and not just against black people, but all Americans.
Yeah. There is actually a liquor store called Sundowners.
Where at? In Harrison?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I'm going there next.
Yeah. We out here in Harrison County, Texas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
We at the
He
liquor
said
store.
Texas. He don't even know where his ass is at.
That's
what he said. He said Texas.
I sure did. You sure right, ma'am. I said Texas.
What's your favorite liquor? So I could buy you some.
It's like, he just reminds me of like Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks.
I was thinking about you when I really put this hoodie on. Bro, I'm trying to buy something for my friend. Tom Bowie, he always smokes something. I don't know what it is.
But you know what? It is kind of ridiculous that he has this White Woman Matters shirt on. It looks as ridiculous on him as when white people wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. It's just all so stupid. It's just ridiculous.
I have no
Maddie. So what's the significance of your Confederacy?
It's heritage, not hate. A lot of black people part of the Confederate Army as well.
If you could be any race other than black, what race?
Well, he got a point. There were black people that fought in the Confederate Army. I don't know what they would want to do that for, because, maybe they told them they would get their freedom or whatever by doing it. But, they were fighting against their own interests. But we do that all the time to this day.
What would you be?
White. They the superior race on earth.
So why you feel like white people are?
Show me a black man's army. Show me a black man's navy. Show me a black man's marine. Show me a black man's Navy SEAL.
Okay, not for nothing. The truth is the truth. No matter who delivers it, there is truth in that, because we own nothing. You understand? We don't own nothing. We don't have any armies. We could never defend ourselves against them. If they ever were to turn against us, we would never, be able to defend ourselves. We don't own any part of the wealth or anything. It's like we're not united enough to fight. And he has a point. And the truth is the truth, no matter who delivers it. That is a really good point.
Show me a black man, a Mexican man, an Italian man that done conquered the world like the white man.
But why is that the basis of what is superior and what's not superior?
Whoever conquers who, that's who's superior. The inferior.
Well, how about that? You know what I'm saying? Whoever conquers is the superior one. If they, came in your land and took everything from you and ran you out, they the winners. They the conquerors and they the winners. You understand? The tables could always turn. and no empire lasts forever. But at this time, they controlled the whole entire world damn near. And except for a few nations that they haven't colonized. And I did a video about that already, about the nations that have not been colonized by Europeans. It's only a handful. So he got a point. And we don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. And we need to hear it and maybe try to do something about it and get ourselves in a better position in the world. Like Putin said, African people just live and die. It's just a graveyard, because it really is, because you've allowed people to come over there and colonize and take everything from you, and you own nothing. And these people are in there like vultures and roaches all over everything that's your birthright, and you're not getting it back. You're not doing anything. And now it's changing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we don't want to hear these things, and you get mad, and I guess you're going to call him a coon and a white and a black supremacist or whatever, but it is the truth what he's saying. It really is.
People are conquered, not the superior.
What's your stance on like racism?
I think racism is normal. Every race is a racist. There's nothing wrong with racism. Red birds and blue birds.
I don't think they're racist, because racism means that you actually are doing something. You're bigoted and you're doing something in the physical to express that. Whether you make political policies, you burn people out of their towns, you hang them, lynch them, you know, beat them up and stuff like that. It's one thing to say, you know, I don't like black people, or I don't like white people. You know, if you don't do nothing about it, like Paul Mooney explained it the best. If you don't, you can say you're a murderer every day. But if you don't ever kill anybody, you're not a murderer. And it's the same thing with racism. You can say, I don't like this person, I don't like this person. But if you never do anything against them in the physical, then you're not a racist. You're just bigoted and you're prejudiced and you're ignorant, you know? But other than that, only certain kinds of people are racist.
Birds don't fly together. Lizards and alligators don't eat together.
I seen online, you were saying your kids have good hair.
Yeah, black and Mexican.
I think I have some clean dreads. You think this shit cool or not?
That's not good hair.
We in the most
now, not for nothing, I'm a hairdresser. He's ignorant as hell, and I feel like he says a lot of things that he knows is going to be controversial, and that's his opinion. He likes girls that are not black, or whatever the case may be, you know, and that's his opinion. But to me, good hair is if you have any hair, because a lot of people go bald, and a lot of the finer hair textures, they bald early. And, you know, to me, good hair is if you have any hair. You understand? Bad hair is unkept hair that's nasty, and people of all races have hair like that. You know, so he, like I said, you know, the truth is the truth no matter who delivers it, but he's just annoying sometimes with his position, but that is his right to feel that way. That's his opinion, and you have to accept somebody's opinion. You know, he says a lot of things that I just think are vile sometimes, but he's right about a lot of things, though. Whether or not we like the messenger that's saying it, the truth is the truth.
Racist town right now. How do you feel being here? Like, do you feel like a racist energy, or do you feel like, oh shit, I'm at home for it?
It feels like a normal place in America. It feels like anywhere else in America.
Listen, it ain't nowhere that you can go in America where you won't have the option, the chance of running across a bigoted ass person that don't like you. And it could be Asians that don't, everybody hates black people. It could be Asians that don't like you, you know, Italians don't like you. Who else? You know, the Latinas, sometimes they don't like black people. I mean, everybody has people that don't like somebody. Black people are bigoted and prejudiced too. They have, you know, people that they don't like, you know, and they think that they are, you know, the superior race. So everybody does this. You understand? It's not just white people that act like that. Every race does it.
They got white people. Look like everybody know their place around here. Everybody mind their business.
Do you feel more at home here or like inside of Nigeria?
Nigerians are ugly. I ain't never seen a handsome.
Now, see, this is what I'm saying. The stuff he be saying is so wicked sometimes. You know what I mean? But that's how he feels. Like, he doesn't feel, I feel like he's like Uncle Ruckus. He don't feel black people look good, as ugly as his ass is. Now, he is not a good looking dude at all. And for him to say somebody else is ugly, the nerve he has to say that, because he is not cute at all. And he is just, he's too much.
Nigerian or a pretty Nigerian woman.
This is Thames. She one of the most famous singers right now.
You'll pass.
Damn.
I like light skinned girls really.
Sorry.
Forehead too big. Yeah, give me a Kardashian. Fuck a Nigerian, nigga.
This is Arya Starr. She a famous Nigerian artist.
Yeah. She might can get it.
Would you ever move there?
I wouldn't even visit Africa. They don't have no chicken fillets out there.
Smash her pie.
See, this is what I'm saying. He is ridiculous. They don't have Chick-fil-A. You know, they say Chick-fil-A, you know, has a lot of chemicals in their food, and you know, some of it's not real chicken, and it has all these different chemicals that cause cancer, whatever. So, you know, he's an idiot. He's an idiot, and I feel like he just says and does things for attention, and he gets it. You know, because I'm sitting here watching it with y'all, you know, because you know he's very extra, but in the same breath, he's correct on a lot of things too, you know, and he always will say the thing that nobody else will say and nobody else wants to admit.
Pass. Okay.
First one we got Sexy Red.
Pass. She just had an STD according to her baby daddy.
You never caught one?
Oh, I ain't had now recently.
It's incredible.
You want me to look at a cartoon character and say how I fuck a cartoon?
I mean, these towns look too desolate for me. I don't even know if I want to visit.
Yeah, they're just like the Crips and the Bloods.
Okay.
Now, how about that? He said, you like the KKK, and he said, yeah, they're like the Crips and the Bloods. It is true. That is the white version of a gang. What's the difference between them and any other group of men that kill people or hurt people or whatever? Except our gangs do it to each other, which is the dumbest.
This guy that we about to speak to, he's like trying to keep it a thing.
He's just a normal man.
But overall, you like the KKK?
Truth and honestly, I don't know they exist. To like them or not like them, as black people.
What do you mean?
They've never existed to us. We've never seen the KKK.
But they was people.
When? Not in my lifetime. We've never heard the KKK burn nothing, no buildings, no churches, no nothing. And I was born in 77.
Just because it wasn't there or it happened before you was born doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Well, there have been instances of things like that, you know, like they said in the 90s in Vider, they ran all the people out. They said that instance in the 80s where they dragged the guy behind a car. I'm sure there's all kinds of instances, but, you know, that can happen anywhere. You understand? And I feel like, you know, like if he's going to speak of gangs and gang violence, I feel like the worst gang violence people commit against each other. The Latina gangs kill each other. You know, sometimes they might branch out and kill one from a rival gang or whatever, but they still look like you. It's just the most asinine thing, you know?
It's just like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs once walked the earth, but we've never seen a dinosaur. They say they're the KKK, but nigga, they don't exist to us.
We literally about to go talk to him right now.
They just like the old drunk in front of the
I mean, like I said, he be having a point, because if you really think about it, we talk about slavery all the time. The Democratic Party always making it seem we one step from being on a plantation again, but in our lifetimes, slavery does not exist to us. That's a historical thing that don't exist to us. We don't have to deal with that. We don't face that. And to, like he said, he don't know nothing about that. You know, we don't know nothing about what it feels like to be enslaved. Or, you know, our ancestors paved the way for us to be here today and can really sit here and say we don't know what it's like to be enslaved. So I understand that point as well.
They don't exist in front of the store. They don't exist nowhere else. So if you didn't come here, nigga, they don't exist.
Because it's not legal to just people no more.
The Ku Klux Klan ain't black people since the 30s and the 20s. The Ku Klux Klan wasn't niggas in the 60s. They wasn't niggas in the 50s. The Ku Klux Klan was defeated almost in the 1900s. So for them, the presidents don't mean nothing.
So like they technically...
Well, he's not really right in none of the shit he's saying right here, because they did hold on for a second. Hello? Yeah. I'm on my live right now. I got about 20 minutes and I'll call you right back, okay? Okay, I can't do it right this second. All right, bye-bye. So I got to answer the phone for my baby no matter what is going on. So, you know,
like false claiming for us.
When the last time you seen a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout? That's what I'm talking about. The Ku Klux Klan only exists to themselves. They don't exist to Black America.
Okay, how would you feel if the vice...
I understand what he's saying, because we don't have no interaction with them really. in the way that they did during Jim Crow, but they still exist in other ways, like the prison industrial complex, different political policies that work against us, and blah, 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 blah. You know, different ways that they find politically to keep us as the underclass and this and that. So that, I say, is true to a degree. You understand? And the Ku Klux Klan was very active until the 60s, you know, and they kind of fizzled out. They're still there, but they're kind of like, they're not effective anymore. And, you know, they don't really put the fear in anybody's heart like they did during Jim Crow.
Leader of the KKK moved next door to you.
I would love it. What's the difference between him and a Delta sorority, Kappa sorority? There's no difference.
But the purpose behind it.
The purpose behind the Ku Klux Klan is what?
Separation was their purpose.
They did that 100 years ago. They hadn't done that in almost 60 to 70 years. What's wrong with wanting to separate? Black Lives Matter separated. And Black Lives Matter was violent. Black Lives Matter wasn't accepting of everybody. They didn't accept black police officers. Black Lives Matter. I seen them violently tearing up shit like the Ku Klux Klan did.
If you was there,
he got a point, because they did burn down shit and do the most. Look at liberals today. They burning down, you know, Tesla dealerships and stuff like that. During Black Lives Matter, they was throwing Molotov cocktails in businesses, and it was very much the same shit that the Ku Klux Klan was doing. I just feel like it's a mentality that people have, and like he's saying, he probably doesn't fear them, because I'm sure he got something for them if they come at him with that bullshit. You know what I mean? And like I said, we are so removed from that period in history that we don't even have that fear of, you know, being picked up off the street and lynched. Now, picked up and take your organs taken out, that's a whole different story. I'm gonna make a live about that, because now today I feel like that's what we have to worry about, is our damn organs, and somebody picking you up off the street to steal your organs, because black people's organs transplant better because of the melanin. Now I digress, but I'm just letting you know that the things that people are worried about is not the right things that they should be worried about.
Back then, when they was doing the burning, there's no amount of money that they could make you go and join them.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah, I join for the right amount of money.
Would you get "I hate blacks" tattooed on your arm for $1 million?
Of course. I would do it for $100,000.
All right, y'all, approaching right now. I kind of wanted to blend in a little bit more. I thought I was blending it with this, but I'm gonna be honest. I look like a YN who just loves white women. I'm about to change it to something a little bit.
Oh my God. So they go to meet the most racist dude in the town or whatever.
Give me a little space. I have the flu.
You got the flu. Tom, this is Charleston. Charleston, this is Tom.
What's up, Tom?
How's
it going, brother?
I guess. All right.
I wanted to bring him here because though y'all different, I feel like y'all might have some similar perspectives, some similar point of views. You good, you healthy? What the fuck? You're associated with the KKK.
You would be surprised at any things I'm associated with.
Charleston damn near would join this shit if he could for it. Looking for like land.
I don't have a problem with the KKK. I don't have a problem with nobody fighting for what they believe in.
What if it's Black Lives Matter?
How about that? He said he don't have a problem for anybody fighting for what they believe in. And I feel like America is a place like that. You know, fight for whatever you believe in. You understand? As long as you're not harming anybody, go for it. I don't care what anybody thinks. If I don't accept what they think, fine. I just stay away from them. You know, just like the people in some of these towns, they live among people that are like-minded and mind their business. I'm not going to try to integrate with them and try to force myself into their community. If they don't want me, I'll go be with the people that want to be with me. It's as simple as that to me.
It's headed by 3 lesbian bitches. So yeah, I'm not joining nothing with 3 gays, especially stud.
Pretty much, they're mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
So I heard they had took the money and the leader had bought a house.
A predominantly white
community.
The well-to-do community.
So did Obama. So you'll never see Trump move into the hood. If he wants to move somewhere, it's in a Jewish hood where he has a banker next door.
Now look at this. This is one thing about them and the Ku Klux Klan type people, or the, what do you call it? You know, the bigoted, you know, white nationalists or whatever, that they don't like anybody that's not them. They don't really trust Trump neither. You know what I mean? Because he aligns with the Jewish people, so they mad at him for that. So, you know, it's like you guys have to have discernment, because they try to group everybody in with these people, and it's just not like that. There's a lot of white Christian nationals that are not bigoted and they're not prejudiced. They just love this country and they're willing to defend it. And then you have people like him.
black people with good sense move to white neighborhoods.
He actually ran for president.
2016.
2016. Is that something you would ever do, Charleston?
I like to buy
Bro,
that don't preclude anymore.
So wait, when did you like to buy?
All men like to buy pussy. I like hoes.
Okay.
Hoes that sell pussy.
All right.
Listen, he said that multiple times. Look how ugly he is. He talk about Nigerians are ugly, but he said that multiple times. This is just he's who he is, and he has a right to be that way. And who cares? You know, it is what it is.
The dates, bypass the dates, exchange money for sex.
Have you ever paid back in the day?
No.
Okay. You interested?
No.
Okay. You'll never run for president.
You give up all your privacy. Yeah. You like to get high, you can't sneak and get high.
That's true, because once you run for public office, they going to try to dig up everything out of your past, and you know the people that are against you going to try to do everything to discredit you and stuff like that. So he got a point with why he wouldn't do it. You know, I wouldn't want to do it neither.
Dirty laundry out there, and they got nothing on you. Look at Bill Clinton. What he meant in the courtroom is, no, I'm not getting a job right now. It was just carrying basket. They want to see if the shit sticks, and if you don't care, it don't matter.
Right. If you be president, they can't later discover he's a racist. It's like, do you not have internet? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of since our video dropped. Everybody like you. You damn near black in a way.
You mean I got to commit a felony now?
Oh, shit.
What do you want? Do you want me to pretend to be your buddy in person and call you the N-word as soon as you leave the room? You really want to see a bunch of white people armed with M16s going insane at once?
Black people got the guns too, though.
Black people don't have the training. Most black people don't know how to break down the gun, don't go to the gun range, don't do no training, don't own no bullets, don't even know anything about guns.
I mean, I know several people that are friends of mine that have registered weapons, but he is right in the fact that most black people do not know how to use a weapon. I remember a time in this country where you would learn how to use weapons in school. You know what I mean? You would learn how to use rifles and stuff in school. A lot of kids were part of the ROTC and stuff like that. So, I mean, in my house growing up, my grandfather always had guns. And we just didn't touch them because they were just there all the time so much that it was just like out of sight, out of mind. It's like they ain't hiding from us. And it's like in my house in them days, you touch something you ain't supposed to, you can get your ass tore up. You'll be too afraid. You'll be afraid more of your family, your parents, grandparents, than you are that weapon. You understand? There's no curiosity for it because you know what's going to happen if you mess with it. You know what I mean? But my grandfather always had shotguns because he came from the Jim Crow South. You understand? His brother was lynched. They came up here, during that time, and he wasn't playing, and I came from a family that really did not trust white people because of what they went through. You know what I mean? And like he's saying, I don't have the same prejudices that they have because like he's saying, we are removed from that. We have not lived in that period. So we don't know what it's like. We don't have no experience with what they went through or, with the KKK or somebody getting lynched or, they burned a cross in my grandfather, other brother's yard when he moved into a white neighborhood in Paoli, Pennsylvania. So, those are things that I never had to deal with. And that was in the 70s. I was very young, but I remember that. So, listen, if they don't want you there, they're going to get you out of there. You understand? Or they won't sell to you and stuff like that. We know all of the instances how they keep themselves segregated, and it is what it is.
All they know how to just do is shoot a gun.
But you talking about the black teens.
I'm talking about all black people.
So you think even
the average black person in America do not own a legal firearm. The average black person do not know how to break down a gun, let alone how to clean a gun, let alone how to make bullets, how to make bombs. The average black person do not go to the...
And let me tell you something. Them conservative white folks, though, especially the ones like this man here, you best believe they do. They know how, and they teach their kids from small how to shoot a weapon and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Their survival skills are better than ours. And I feel like that if we ever had to go to civil war with these people, it wouldn't end well. It wouldn't end well. And he's right as far as, of us learning how to be better at defending ourselves, not just physically, But in every way, you know, I feel like we're easily manipulated mentally by the government and stuff like that. They can tell us anything and put anybody in front of us and we fall for it. We don't look at the policies. They tell us we have to be Democrats and we follow through. So, you know, it's, you know, he's right about a lot of things he's saying. His personality is off-putting, but what he's saying is the truth.
Facilities and train how to shoot.
So you think if there was another civil war,
Black people be wiped off the earth.
white?
I mean, look at Africa. We weren't able to defend ourselves. We're still, you know, under colonialist rule. I don't care what nobody say. We still are colonized people. We are, you know, and he may have a point. He may have a point. Because listen, if you look at the Asian kids, they know how to fight and all that stuff. They, you know, they be getting military training at young and all this stuff. I feel like in America, we're just delusional and think that we're always safe here, but it's not going to always be like that. No empire lasts forever. And it's like, we got to get together because you best believe I know how to shoot an AK-47. I love machine guns. I know I learned how to shoot them. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I would want my son to be able to defend himself because I just feel that the future for this country is not going to be what we're used to. I do see, and I feel like my discernment is just telling me that, you know, you are going to have to defend yourself in this nation because I feel like European rule is on its way out. And a lot of people are prepared. They've been prepared for 100 years for this time to come. And I just don't think we're prepared for it.
Oh my gosh.
I came down the road from Maryland with those on the truck. that caused quite a stir when I made the wrong turns through Menfrica.
Oh, and tell Charleston, what is Menfrica?
Memphis in Africa, Menfrica. The locals know it is that.
For Drake and Kendrick watching right now, who y'all think won the Drake versus Kendrick beef?
It wasn't a real beef for a competition. I don't see rapping as a sport. I think.
Oh, that was in the Olympics.
No.
I didn't listen to neither
Break
one.
dancing
I don't
was in
entertain
Olympics.
bullshit.
So you never heard They Not Like Us?
No.
Dum, 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 dum.
I turn that motherfucker every time it come on.
I do have a gift for you though. Could you guess what the logo is?
Cotton. Black men, white men belong together. Don't let them separate us. We offered you honest work. Black man, come home. Cotton fields are waiting.
Oh God! What the?
Would you always get accused of putting y'all to work in a cotton plantation? All my family ever owned was hogs, not cotton. And again, my wife picked cotton as a child too, so.
She used to be black.
No.
Massa told her to go outside, or?
No.
Would you consider Zinc a sundown town?
Imagine me in Harlem after sundown.
Nah, that would be
What's
good.
my chance? It's their hood.
Everybody knows when the lion and the gazelle see each other, there's certain responses. Everybody knows if you go to an all-white town at a certain part, you might be in trouble as a black guy. You go to an all-black town.
And listen, he ain't lying because where I grew up in Pennsylvania, it used to be like that. I don't know if it's still like that because I haven't lived there in decades, but growing up, if you were black and you went into the Italian community, you're going to get beat up. If you white and come into the black neighborhood, you're going to get beat. I mean, it used to be like that. It was very segregated and everybody stayed in their own place. This is not abnormal. This shit happens everywhere in America. Everywhere. It's like people are delusional if they think that they're safe from bigotry, you know, depending on where they live at. I really feel that, you know, I feel like some of these liberal towns are very bigoted too, you know, in a different way. Like, oh, you don't believe in our political policy, so we're going to, you know, crucify you. It's the same thing. Bigotry and prejudice, it doesn't matter. It is not always based on race either.
White guy, you're going to get into a little trouble. That's nature. So why is that so surprising to everybody? You got black people that's high yellow, Pocahontas brown, light brown. You even got albino black people. Then you got jet black. Those are black. I'm not black. America is the only place where you have to be black or white.
Wait, so the KKK?
That is true because I watched this interview with this African author and she was very dark-skinned and she was like, I am not black. I am brown, if anything. You understand? And it's true. Like KRS once said, I'm not black or white or red, I'm brown for the boogie down. You know what I'm saying? We're brown. You know what I mean? And it's true. Like why white people are not white. Asian people are not yellow. Native indigenous people are not red. You know what I'm saying? And if you take all of that away, they're just human beings. everybody is raised in different ideologies and stuff like that, but they're all still humans. You know, if you cut one, they're gonna bleed. You know, it's just dumb, and it's just ways that, you know, the dominant society keeps everybody fighting and never unifying, because they know if everybody was to unify, the mask would be off of them and everybody could unite and overthrow them completely. You understand? So they have to keep everybody divided. So I kind of like these guys because, you know, I don't even think they're making it, you're letting you see it's not that serious. This man believes whatever he believes. Leave him alone. It's like, let him stay and believe what he want to believe. It's just like me. Like, I really disagree with a lot of liberal policies, especially since COVID. And me, honestly, they can think whatever they want to think, but leave me alone and let me think what I want to think. You know, I say whatever I want to say. They attack me all day long. It's like, you know, do you? You know, if you believe the stuff the government's telling you and you trust them, good for you. You're not going to force me to, you know, align with you and accept what you're telling me, period. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with the vaccine. They really tried to like force me to get it. Everybody argued with me, telling me why I'm stupid for not getting it and all that. If you're happy, go for it. Leave me alone. You understand? I just don't understand it. So I kind of like this in the fact that this man, he thinks what he thinks. He's allowed to, and it's actually a little funny. You understand? You know? I feel like we should really take it as that. You understand? If he's not coming to burn you out of your house and do nothing, who cares what he thinks? That's the point. You know, and look at how these liberals, oh, you don't agree with us, so let's burn down Tesla buildings. Let's, you know, beat up people on the street because they don't align with us and stuff like that. You understand? That is dumb to me. Just accept people for what they believe. And the funny thing is that today you may not agree with them, and tomorrow you may all agree over something else. That's the reality of human beings. You know, there might be something that everyone can align with, even though they believe whatever they believe. It may be one issue that everybody can agree on. And I feel like a lot of people are coming together and agreeing on that. The Democratic government didn't run right, and they caused a lot of problems. That's why Trump's approval rating keeps going up and the Democrat approval rating keeps going down, because people are starting to align over certain issues that they agree that shouldn't have happened, or they are glad they are corrected, no matter what race or what political party they were. So, you know, we have to wake up to this.
Okay, doesn't have a annual church service that they go to where it's just white people?
Yeah, they have a Sunday church service.
Now, what if he wanted to go there?
No, they wouldn't let him. Why can't white people have anything?
I know you're not a big Trump fan, but by the way, I be doing this so I don't get when I come through here.
Now,
I
listen, the most racist person, and I'm not even going to say racist, the most biggest prejudiced person is saying that he don't like Trump. So what does that tell you? What does that say? You understand? It's not, I'm sure most liberal people would think that all of the racist people are Trump supporters, and it's not the case. You understand? They don't like him either because he does things for black people. He supports Jews and stuff. They don't want him either. You understand? So this is what I'm trying to make to you guys. Everybody's, you know, delusional and being lied to and, you know, gaslit.
Like I'm a local.
I hope if they go shooting at you, they don't miss and hit me.
And I think I blend in good. Like nobody could tell that I'm not from Zinc. You know what I mean? Right. So like,
damn. Where did you get your from?
If you could be any race other than white, what race would you be?
I ain't coming back if I have to be reincarnated.
So
no. I'm gonna be raising hell.
So you wouldn't come back as like Middle Eastern?
No. The Arabs used to cut their nuts off so they didn't reproduce. Ain't no painkillers.
Why'd you say kill us like that? Are you turning black?
I hope not. Well, yeah, I was wearing genuine cotton now.
So there's no way. And I know this rock is a lot bigger than the rock that I picked up, but 100% no way you like me more than this rock.
White rocks is the superior rock around here. One major problems I have is with white anti-white. There's nothing fucking dumber from my point of view.
What's your thoughts on black anti-black?
And listen, that's the reason why a lot of the people that you say, oh, they're racist, they don't like white people that like other races, or they're supportive of other races over themselves. Like the white people that are like self-loathing because of their history and stuff, they hate white people like that. So they probably hate most liberals. You understand? It's like he said, they don't like nobody but their people. They align with what they align with, the people that are like-minded. My mentor used to always tell me, you're looking for like-minded people. You're not looking to change anybody's mind. You're just say what you're going to say and you collect the like-minded. You understand? Sometimes people that are not like-minded, they might, see what you're saying and it resonates, but most of the time it's not. So why waste your time on those people? That's the waste of your damn time. Trying to force somebody to accept you and force somebody to take your opinion and force. That's what makes people turn on your ass and shit. And then they want to hurt you. It's like during integration, Black people, for every reason, they just wanted to be with white people and they didn't want them. You understand? I don't know. It's like they had to integrate with them when they could have just stayed on their own. Like they really felt like they were missing something, but really they had everything. We had our own everything before integration. So, it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want what you can't have. Like they always say about integration that they thought the white man's ice was colder. And then they just found out it wasn't. And then you lost all your ice. And now you have no choice but to beg them for theirs. You know what I'm saying? And when we had everything of our own because they didn't want to, even be with us. So it's just a fascinating thing. And, I hope that humanity can advance past all of this stuff.
I don't know if they exist.
The Uncle Toms or whatever. I know you've been called one before.
Most uneducated Black people think Uncle Tom is a disparity, disgraceful
underground term. And he ain't lying, because if you read Uncle Tom's Cabin, he was the hero. You understand? So this is how ignorant we are. You understand? And it's like you call another Black person a coon or anti-white, a Black white supremacist because they align with other Americans that have policies that they feel are better for them in the life that they want to live. You understand? I just don't align with most liberal policies. I just don't. I don't feel I'm being oppressed by nobody. Like he said, we are so far removed from slavery, even though they keep bringing it up. And I don't feel that anybody can stop me unless I feel like stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyra Banks said, when she couldn't get in the modeling industry, her mother was like, well, we want to, they trying to close the door. We're going to go around the back door. We're going to knock down the door. We're going to dig a tunnel, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just your mentality. Because if you mean to tell me that people during Jim Crow and before that, during slavery and stuff, could get into Harvard and become the first doctors and scientists and this and that, who was stopping them? Nobody. To me, it's an illusion just to keep you down. You understand? You could do anything you feel like doing. If you don't quit and you don't give up and you align yourself with the right people.
To help Black people.
So you consider yourself an Uncle Tom?
Yeah.
Have any of y'all ever wanted to join a gang?
Not particularly. For me, I guess it would be called the Mafia, but
oh my God.
Take a body down to the creek tonight.
Name a city in Africa.
Johannesburg. There ain't a lot of white people there. And they're on side watch. We're on genocide watch, actually.
Bro, what the fuck? Name a city inside of Nigeria.
Niger.
You love Africans, you love Black people, so I brought you something. Hold this. So we have Nigerian fufu and agusi.
Oh God! Fufu just sounds foofy. Nigerian? Oh hell no! Talk about roadkill. Grease ain't even a side dish; it's the main ingredient.
It's been a little cold. I brought it all the way from LA, and I kept it warm.
That's damn near pure axle grease.
We're gonna do a smash or pass. You know what that means?
I think so, and I probably wouldn't fuck anything you're showing.
So first person, her name is Sexy Red.
Pass at 150 miles an hour. Is there anything you won't screw if you consider that sexy?
Next we have Glorilla.
No, I ain't touching that neither.
Why?
Looks like too much like you described. Gorilla.
No, listen, I never understood why she took that name, Glorilla. There's nothing cute about that name, Glorilla. And then she sounds manly too. I don't get it.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's not what she said. Oh, sorry.
If Michelle Obama ran, why would you vote for her?
Elections is over. We got the orange it now. We don't need nobody
Whoa,
else.
whoa. You really hate Trump? Do you hate Trump more than Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's just a white traitor. I hate traitors.
See, this is what, and look what he's gonna say.
Traitors first. He's selling out the country to anybody.
Meaning?
He's gonna send Americans to die for Israel. Let them fight their own fucking war to steal.
What I tell you, real white supremacists do not like anybody that is against their agenda of white supremacy. He said what it is. So when they tell you Trump is a racist and all his supporters are racist, no, because most of the people like this do not align with Trump. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. They be lying and gaslighting everybody, and it's not the truth. These people hate everybody that's not for their white supremacist agenda. That doesn't include Black people, Asian people, Latinos, Jews. They don't want none of those people. You understand what I'm saying? And he's right. They hate white people that go against that more than anything. That's why during the Underground Railroad, those people that helped them, they were killed and hanged right with them. They hated them as much as the damn person that they were trying to save. Those people were killed and lynched and dragged and chopped up and shit, just like the Black ones, because they hated them as much as they hated the Black ones. So that's why I said you guys got no history. And this is what I say, and I will go to my grave with this. That is why you got to get out and talk to people. That's why I respect them for going and talking to him. You understand? So now everybody have a more clear perspective of what a bigot really is, or what a prejudiced person really is, or what a white supremacist person really is. There's a lot of people that just like their race and prefer to be with their people, whatever. That's fine. You understand? But people that really, really are white supremacists are like this guy right here. I don't feel that most Trump supporters are like this. And he just told you that they hate Trump more than they hate Kamala Harris. Listen, when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Country.
Are you Jewish?
No, hell no. I am a country they haven't been kicked out of.
Who?
Jews.
I don't know. I'm
That's
not.
it. No one knows a country they haven't been kicked out of again and again and again. Don't want them in my country. It would be nice if they could build their own. They will get on social media and say, my fellow white people, we have to atone for racism. And then when it comes time for the bill to be paid, I'm not white, I'm Jewish. Every single time. They need their own Jewish state as far away from mine as possible.
Okay, so that goes back to it. Would you rather somebody Black or Jewish move next to you?
Would you rather have someone pluck out your right eye or your left eye?
Is that Bones?
Huh?
You sure Gideon not in there?
Huh? He invited me along to mock Mayor Jackson.
You don't like the mayor of the city.
He apologized all the time, does a whole bunch of anti-white bullshit.
You want him to stand on it.
He could apologize for the racist past. What he's apologizing for? Men that are better than that piece of shit will ever be.
You're not even
And
fucking around.
I would put a foot in his ass if he said that to my face. His police department ain't big enough to take that foot out of his ass. I hate a white anti-white.
Is there any mayor who you do like that you would move to that town?
Yeah, bro.
He said they hate white, anti-white the most because they feel that they traitors to their race. You understand? This is why I say talk to people. I had a discussion one time with this guy that he was in the KKK or something like that. I think he was in the KKK or he was in some type of white supremacist group. And we debated back and forth. And at the end of it, I really felt like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I accept your position. You know, you stay over there. I'll stay over here. You understand? Like, I ain't trying to infringe on your right to be with you, with your people and what you think. And, you know, I think what I think. You understand? And I feel like this situation with this guy and them talking to him is kind of that. I feel like they're being respectful of each other's thoughts of things and actually even making light of it. You understand? Because it's really not that serious unless he was trying to kill them and they're just having a discussion. And I feel like talking to people sometimes really makes all the difference. And I tell you, in all of the years of me being on social media for decades, I blocked a Christian Black guy because I just thought he was a lunatic. And then I never blocked anybody. I really don't like to block people because, you know, I really do believe in free speech, and I, as long as you're not being disrespectful, hey, I don't care. You can say what you want to say, and we can have the discussion. I always want to have discussion, but now it seems I block liberals all the time. They are crazy to me. They're just unhinged, emotional, and stuff like that, and I just can't deal with them. And some of them I block them because they be like stalkers and harassing and just unhinged and crazy, and I can't be bothered. And I've blocked so many liberals, but I've had people from other countries, different Arab nation people. We talked about things and stuff like that, and we disagree with it. But I've never had anybody where I just can't even take it. Is liberals. They're the craziest of all to me.
I won't mention his name.
You could just say Atlanta, Georgia. We know it.
No.
Okay.
Believe it or not, there's some nice white fellas out there that.
So let me skip a little bit to when this guy's wife comes out, because this is getting long here. Okay.
Charleston White, how you doing, ma'am?
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Glad to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
I never got a handshake.
Don't give him nothing.
What do you mean don't give him nothing?
Now, as much as they don't really want to align with Black people, I feel like they're being respectful to them. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting.
You not cold?
Oh, you sick too?
No.
Oh, fuck. Damn. You was over here dancing and shaking hands with the white folk. He was saying there's a possibility maybe next summer y'all plan on moving to South Side Atlanta.
South side of where? Where the fuck did you get that?
You don't like South Side? That's that racism call. The last time I was here, you taught me how to pull a beautiful white woman. So I thought I could use the tips that you taught me, and this is what I came up with the fit. Now, do you think any nice, beautiful zinc ladies will want me?
I still think his best chance is chloroform.
Is that something that you when you?
No, but it will knock you out.
They give it to you when you have an operation.
In the old days.
You don't have
They
any.
still give it to you.
The fuck y'all know? Y'all the Powerpuff Girls parents? Like what the fuck?
I do know what a hillbilly is.
Hillbilly.
And I am proud to be one. A hillbilly is someone that don't take shit from nobody.
What do you think is a Black version of a hillbilly?
You don't have one.
Black people take shit from everybody.
Elaborate.
Right.
I don't elaborate. I just say, nigga, black people.
But you see what I'm saying? It's the truth. Listen, man.
Take shit from everybody.
Don't black people in America wake up every day in America complaining about
Every race got that though.
You don't never hear the Asians complain. You don't hear hillbillies complain.
What's the difference between a redneck and a hillbilly?
Well, a redneck is the same. They jump in. They don't think about their families. They think about, I'm going to beat the hell out of someone today. I'm going to kill them today.
So I think the Black version of a redneck, we got something called YNs. You know what YNs is?
Young niggas take shit from shit.
They call when I'm in the bank. Count up a 20, then I hit the drop.
Why you not one of them Migos?
Oh, okay, y'all. This was a long one. Yo, okay. So the bottom line is that, that was actually very lighthearted situation there, and I feel like I didn't know where that was going to go. I didn't watch it fully, but at the end of the day, they were able to have a discussion with this man, and he's supposed to be the most racist guy. And, he gave his position on why he felt that way. And, he has every right to feel that way. And, they had a discussion, they even had a few laughs and stuff like that. And, that is what it is. I just feel like we have to stop listening to the mainstream media too, because that is a lot of the reason why we have these problems. The propaganda, you know what I mean? The constant, brainwashing you of what's going on, and it's really not reality of a situation. You know what I'm saying? So when they tell you all Trump supporters are racist, no, that guy is, prejudiced and racist. And again, the average person can't be a racist because you have to have some kind of power to exercise racism, whether it be violence, political policies, or whatever. So everybody uses the word racist. No, most people are not racist. They're bigoted and they're prejudiced, or they're just ignorant. And I feel like most of the people in this country are fucking ignorant. That's the main thing. Because I feel like if most people were educated and really knew the reality of life and the makeup of this country, they would realize that most people are not white supremacists, that most people are not racist. Most people, they might just like their people, want to be with their people. You know what I'm saying? I prefer to date somebody within my race. You understand? Does that make me a bigot because I don't want to be with somebody? Some people think so. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like we got to wake up as human beings and, you know, let's connect on that first, because that is the thing that we all have in common. And then when you, to me, I feel like if you focus more on, you know, what you have in common and the issues that affect everybody in common, then you realize you have more in common and you more like-minded than you think. You know, they're always trying to focus on what divides instead of what keep everybody together. And like I said, having a discussion is what does that. You understand? I don't talk to anybody, but if you insult me, I'm gonna insult you back because I'm the queen of the insult. I'm telling you. And I don't really care what nobody thinks of me. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I just feel like you should just be able to have a respectful discussion. And in debate, you were taught that, you know, once somebody starts attacking you personally and calling you names and getting all hostile and violent and ready to fist fight, you've won because they have no, you know, no words. You know, they in their mind, they feel they lost. So now they're going to lash out because they don't have nothing left in their arsenal. So I'm going to go. I am Shelly B. I thank you for watching me. I love you. This means I love you in sign language. And I do if you sat through this with me, you know. Hopefully this can elevate our frequency to stop, you know, being haters to each other because we don't agree. You know, stop wanting to harm each other and destroy each other's lives because we don't agree. You know what I'm saying? Look at that man. Who gives a shit what he think? He out there living on a damn farm in the bush with that opinion. Who cares? Who cares? We only care if he's coming to make a political policy to destroy our lives, come burn our houses down, beat us up, do that. That's when it's racist. Other than that, it's just feelings and opinion, and everybody's entitled to it. And I don't think anybody should be censored for their opinion or their thoughts about somebody. I just don't. I don't feel that you should, you know, get on social media and incite violence against people like what liberals are doing, you know, or what they have always been doing. You know what I mean? But you should be able to say your opinion and say what you want. And I don't feel like people, when they have an agenda, that they force it on everybody and force their way in, and you're racist and evil if you don't accept what I'm saying. Why don't you go be with the people that are aligned with that? You understand? Go find like-minded people and create a community with them and stay there. Leave everybody else alone. So, okay, I got to go. I am Shelly B. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for watching. Anybody that watched this, I appreciate you. And, you know, I'm sure I'll get attacked for these videos or whatever, because I always, once I do the live, I break them down to shorter videos so it'll be more watchable. If you watch a video in its entirety, it's always a lot of information, a lot of opinions, and I put like a lot of useful services and different information to help people. And in the original live, you can always get the links to the videos that are in there, so you can go and watch them on your own and support those content creators or whatever. So I say all that to say good night, have a good week or whatever. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.